Hello and welcome. My name is Ambrose McNevin and I will be your host for this session on strategies and tactics to drive sustained value from cloud investments. Today's session is in two main parts. Firstly, you'll see three short presentations. We've got three experts who will provide guidance on the challenges and opportunities, where to start, how to proceed, and proven approaches to meet specific objectives that reduce time to value and maintain that value over time. This will be followed by a discussion which delves into some of the technical and commercial aspects of cloud trends, investments, application modernization, security, and governance, but also how to achieve successful transition to cloud through partnership to create real business value. And of course, no cloud transformation discussion would be complete without touching on the impact of AI. We'll start with Filippo Vanara from IDC European Cloud Ops. Filippo is a FinOps and GreenOps specialist, and he joined IDC in 2019. We'll then hand over to Microsoft's Director of Worldwide Strategy, Sales, Application and Digital, Rajneesh Malik, who over nearly a 30-year career across the globe in IT consulting and is now based in the US. The final presentation is from Fujitsu Uvance. As Head of Portfolio Strategy, Fernando Almeida specializes in infrastructure and operations, cyber, and data analytics. So let's begin. Filippo, I'll hand over to you.
Thank you, Ambrose. I'm very glad to be here. As you may know, cloud has become critical in Europe, with many organizations that have moved to the cloud and many more that will continue to move to the cloud. They are all trying to achieve this cloud value realization. But this, along with the increasing hybrid and multi-cloud adoption, bring multiple challenges, such as complexity, inefficiency, and increasing cloud cost. Also, as many more data will continue to be stored in the cloud, security will continue to remain the number one priority for European organizations. Also, not all cloud providers provide data migration tools, which are forcing European organizations to only use one single provider. We cannot also not mention AI, as it poses unique challenges for cloud due to its high resource demand, cost, data management complexity, and unpredictable workload patterns. Finally, moving to the cloud is not just about migrating business applications, but it is also about transforming legacy systems, patterns, and culture into the organization. It then requires constant modernization and innovation. These are all part of the tech challenges, but we also have other challenges, the business challenges. In fact, European organizations are struggling to adopt a dynamic culture into the organization. We also have cloud governance and compliance, which ensure security and control over provisioning. And skills gap. In fact, with optimization and automation, organizations can reduce human intervention and then the skills gap. Last but not least, we have sustainability, which is now critical in Europe. European vendors are now under pressure to address European regulations and increasingly sustainability criteria that European cloud users are constantly demanding. But how is cloud evolving in Europe? According to IDC EMEA Cloud Survey 2024, we are moving from an opportunistic to an optimized approach. And this is mainly driven by the need for greater efficiency, control, and alignment between business objectives and cloud investments. Initially, European organizations were adopting an opportunistic approach, meaning that they were moving to the cloud just to quickly take advantage of its benefits, such as scalability, flexibility, and innovation. But now, as cloud usage and cloud cost went up, so did complexity and inefficiency. So they're now trying to look for a more strategic approach to the cloud. And they're also trying to minimize their downtime and ensure data integrity through resiliency. But what are the key investments when it comes to cloud optimization? Well, according to IDC EMEA CloudOps Survey 2024, not surprisingly, cloud cost optimization, or FinOps, is the number one. This is because the region is currently facing macroeconomic challenges that are boosting FinOps adoption. The second one is about CloudOps skills. In fact, organizations now need to address a critical shift into talent, technology, and competitiveness. The third one, cloud governance and policies, ensure security and the proper utilization of cloud resources across hybrid and multi-cloud environments. As you can see, the top three cloud investments when it comes to cloud optimization are really close to each other, meaning that they are almost equally important. The fourth one, GreenOps, or sustainability, is important because it enables organizations to reduce both cloud cost and cloud carbon footprint. The last one, AIOps, also ensures security and IT operational efficiency through the use of AI. In fact, AI is used to detect anomalies in cloud operations. Well, today I'm going to focus on 3 out of 5 of these investments, and these are FinOps, GreenOps, and skills. But let's start from FinOps. So FinOps is seen as a solution to reduce cloud usage and cloud cost. It provides visibility into cloud cost and cloud usage, and also provides standardization of internal billing, so chargeback, and reporting usage, so showback. It also promotes a culture of shared responsibility where everybody can take ownership of cloud usage and cloud cost. On the other side, we have GreenOps, which is an operating model aimed at maximizing efficiency in the cloud, while at the same time lessening the environmental impact. So both FinOps and GreenOps have their own best practices to reduce cloud carbon footprint and cloud cost. But some of them are commonly used to reduce these criteria. And here is where IDC believes organizations and vendors can find and deliver business values. So there is a strong synergy between FinOps and GreenOps, but the main difference is that while FinOps is analyzing cloud usage and cloud cost, GreenOps is analyzing greenhouse gas emissions, water consumption, and waste. Now, the last topic I would like to talk about is about skills and its impact in Europe. And here I've listed the top 5 challenges when it comes to cloud skills. And the first one is about delay in cloud projects. In fact, without in-house expertise, organizations struggle to migrate their workloads into the cloud. And a lack of project manager, developers, and engineers can delay cloud projects. It can also slow down velocity, reduce time to value, but also increase cloud cost. In fact, high cloud cost, wastage, and inefficiencies are the second biggest challenge when it comes to cloud skills in Europe. Teams that lack cloud skills often struggle to right-sizing resourcing. This is leading organizations to over-provisioning and to a spiraling cost. The third one, cloud security, is also important because here is where organizations require special skills, such as knowledge of identity and access management, encryption, and continuous monitoring. A lack of these skills can lead organizations to be more exposed to cyber attacks. The fourth one, lack of competitiveness, is mainly driven by digital transformation and cloud adoption, which of course requires cloud skills. So a lack of these skills can lead organizations to fall behind their competitors, which can better deliver business value. I would like to conclude my presentation by providing you few recommendations based on the people, process, and technology framework. So the first one, FinOps, is about recognizing that cloud cost will grow as your business grows. So even though while moving from on-prem to public cloud may not be cheaper, this provides you scalability, flexibility, and innovation. So working and collaborating with FinOps practitioners can help you to reduce cost. The second one, GreenOps, is about adopting GreenOps practices across the entire IT infrastructure, whether it is hardware, software, end user devices, etc., and promote a culture of environmental responsibility where everybody can take ownership of cloud carbon footprint. The third one, skills, is about strategizing and aligning learning and development efforts with your cloud adoption roadmap in order to make sure that the right skills are in place. The third one, culture, is about encouraging an inclusive approach to FinOps and GreenOps by involving the right stakeholders, which can provide their valuable input to the Cloud Center of Excellence. The last one, shared responsibility, is about fostering a shared responsibility model between cloud vendors and users, where everybody can take ownership of cloud usage, cloud cost, and cloud carbon footprint. With that, I would like now to hand over back to Ambrose. Thank you for listening.
Filippo, thank you very much. Absolutely fascinating. I'm sure in our discussion we'll come back. That jump in optimization from 10 to 30% within 2 years shows a great deal of confidence. And maybe we'll discuss that in the discussion part of today's session. Also fascinated to see that applications, modernization, cloud transition is entering the conversation about energy efficiency and carbon footprint is coming in at that level. It's no longer just about the physical infrastructure anymore. So now I'm going to hand over to Rajneesh. Rajneesh, time for your presentation, please.
Thank you, Ambrose. And that's a beautiful way to enter into the conversation of modernization, because organizations historically have been running workloads with a fixed capacity, trying to tight size the workloads. Really modernizing the applications and driving the adoption of platform services, adoption of container services really helps them bring those capabilities natively. So whatever Philippe spoke about makes absolute sense. But without further ado, let me jump onto my slide. Fundamentally, when we look at organizations globally, if I have to really talk about how the application with AI is driving the significant business outcomes today, it's based on 5 to 6 big pillars. The first and foremost is organizations are looking at building agility in their business and processes so that they are able to respond to the needs, to the competitive environment, dynamically come up with modular approaches so that they can bring in new capabilities and skills into the market. The second big reason is about preparing and building the new technical capabilities. It is centered around not only enhancing the experience of the consumer, but also about security, resiliency, performance, as well as the entire regulatory requirements coming up in the ecosystem. So there is a need of bringing in the new capabilities, the tech capabilities, and efficiencies in the application platforms. Third, global expansion. We have seen many forms of this. Certain people say that my application should work in a kind of a follow the sun model. Certain people say that I want to cater to the large scale demand. Certain customers are interested in looking at specific market expansion methodologies and so on. Essentially, yes, cloud infrastructure is available across the globe for you to consume, but consuming it in a rightful manner, scaling it out and then scaling back again, or trimming back again it's extremely critical, right? So that's the reason the geographic expansion, the demographic alignment so that we can cater to the respective consumer type, user types is becoming more and more critical. And that's another form where AI-based capabilities are getting adopted significantly. Improving customer experience and engagement, retention is extremely important. Retention of your existing customer base, plus also acquisition of new. We have seen that organizations across the globe are transforming, not only looking at modernizing the legacy line of business core applications, but also bringing in, with the advent of all the startup ecosystem around the globe, the new capabilities coming around the globe. The startups have their own captive customer base. There is a need for organizations to think differently and be in a kind of a ever iterative model where they will keep innovating rather than thinking of keeping the lights on, rather than thinking of keeping the operation elements or spending time on operational elements. And that's where the FinOps, the IT ops capabilities, DevOps capabilities, ML op capabilities becomes more and more important, right? So yes, you are bringing in that functionality to retain your customer, but these ops and end-to-end connected ecosystem, a heartbeat which can run across the business and processes, is even more critical. Fourth is about transform the products and services, which is kind of related to the previous point, because unless and until you are transforming, it's like you are having a brand new body of your car with fancy navigation system and infotainment system, but the engine is still the legacy old engine. It would not work, right? So many people are in that dilemma of, I will go and adopt only AI as a standalone capability, but will not touch on my application core, will not touch on the data estate, the analytics associated to it. It's like you're not changing the engine, but you are changing the infotainment system in the car. That really does not work, right? Because it's also about performance, efficiency, and everything, which your customers would value. Lastly, moving towards the sustainable goal. That's a norm. And there are many customer examples where I use this very frequently, and customers are now adopting this as a default path that yes, sustainability is a goal. Sustainability can be done with a combination of technology, people, and process, which Philip said in the last section. Having said, from a tech standpoint, it's about, yes, the tools and the technology can really help, but you have to also look at how do you tight size your entire application infrastructure. Really, modernization of applications to platform services. I'm probably using the word platform services here. When I say PaaS, I'm talking about both PaaS as well as containers. It really unlocks significant business benefits, the tangible as well as intangible ones. If you look at the tangible benefits, yes, there are default economic benefits, which we have seen across the globe, where customers are able to save their cost, increase agility, move to new revenue streams, and they are also able to bring in the financial benefits by better TCO, cash flow management, predictability. On the other hand, the bigger ones are the intangible benefits, which are about resiliency, security, compliance, IT agility, IT innovation, cost. Resiliency is the default one. It's becoming like a new norm in the industry, specifically with so much of compliance requirements. We have seen customers have not predicted for unforeseen outages, and that's the reason resilient infrastructure, resilient application platforms is becoming more and more prominent now. And lastly is the transformation, where you think about business growth, business agility. I used the word earlier, ever iterative innovation, because you have to keep thinking about iteration, but each iteration of the development should have a success metric and a performance indicator. And that is how business are transforming today.
Great. Thank you, Rajneesh. That's fascinating. I'm going to be really interested in what everybody thinks about where AI is, the tools that today can help with application modernization specifically. and the benefits that they bring. But it strikes me that there's a lot of new disciplines in the world of cloud, and AI is bringing those to the fore as well as FinOps and GreenOps, as we touched upon. So, Fernando, I will hand over to you now for the final presentation.
Thank you, Ambrose, for hosting us, and Philippe and Rajnish for your insights. Very, very insightful. So let me start by talking about the promise of the cloud. What does it really offer your business? Cloud migration isn't just about technology. It's about achieving tangible business benefits. And look at these key benefits, from optimizing operations to boosting productivity to enhance sustainability. These are not just buzzwords. These are really world outcomes that help our customers to achieve better business and more business. Cloud technology is evolving from a technical tool to true a business disruptor. But still, the future of IT is hybrid, therefore requires combining the best of the cloud and on-premises infrastructure to maximize efficiency and drive innovation. Optimizing your entire IT infrastructure is crucial, not just your cloud environment. And this means improving the sustainability and driving financial performance. As your cloud maturity grows, the focus shifts to maximizing business value. So how can you refine your processes? How can you integrate AI to create amazing customer experience? And these are the questions that are likely familiar to many of you. And finally, we have learned that there is no one size fits all solution. Every cloud journey is unique. Whether you start consolidating data centers or looking to scale AI and data analytics, you need to tailor the approach to your specific needs and objectives. And you need specialized skills to cover everything from strategic planning, implementation to ongoing management, ensuring this smooth transition, maximize the return of investment, and therefore achieving the cloud promise faster. But yeah, we all know that achieving these business benefits, it's really easy, right? So 70% of projects don't achieve their goals. That's an impressive figure, isn't it? I mean, it's a stark reminder of the challenge in the digital transformation. So it means that most organizations investing time, money, and resources into transforming their business aren't seeing the returns they expected. So why is this happening? Well, we have identified some common pitfalls. So first of all, the lack of clear vision. So why are you adopting cloud? Why are you transforming? Where do you want to go? If you don't have a well-defined objective and purpose, how can you possibly get there? How can you measure your success? And this is where so many transformations stumble right out of the gate. And then the wrong technology choices. I mean, so choosing the wrong tools can lead to wasted resources, integration headaches, increasing technical debt, and ultimately project failures. It is exactly what you don't want and you are not expecting from your cloud transition. And then resource constraints. And here I want to highlight that digital transformation is not something you can do on top of everything else. I mean, this requires investment. Insufficient resources, whether it's budget, people, or time, can quickly derail even the best laid plans. And as mentioned already as well, skills gap. I mean, finding and retaining skilled resources is a constant challenge. And without this right expertise, your transformation efforts will be at risk. Then the data dilemmas and security, I mean, the data migration, the integration, all the security intrinsic aspects of any transformation. Failing to address these data issues will not only be a problem, but can really bring serious consequences. And the last but not least, the need of IT and business alignment. So transformation isn't just an IT project, it's a business imperative. And when IT and business teams aren't on the same page, then projects often fall short. So at Fujitsu, we believe that successful digital transformation relies on four key themes that are the art of the Fujitsu Uvance vision, which is creating a more sustainable and generative society through innovation and technological expertise. First, let's talk about accelerating innovation. So how can you really unlock the full potential of the cloud? It's not just about initial setup. As Rashnis was saying, it's about continuous optimization throughout your cloud journey, but also unlocking cutting-edge technologies like AI, edge, quantum computing that before were unachievable. And then next, building trust is paramount. So security and reliability are essential for driving both customer and internal adoption of cloud services. Third, the AI-enabled services that are really transforming how business operates today. At Fujitsu, we leverage the power of AI to run, optimize, but also to deliver truly transformative cloud solutions. And finally, partnerships are key. So we really believe in co-creation, working closely with our customers, partners like Microsoft, to develop solutions tailored to your specific needs. So our global tested products and services then help you to scale your business and accelerate the time to value. And as you can see from the image on this slide, Evans offers also tailored solutions across a wide range of industries, from manufacturing, logistics to healthcare and retail. For example, our Kazuchi AI platform is revolutionizing healthcare by enabling advanced patient record management globally. So let's now talk about making the cloud work for you, not the other way around. So this is how Fujitsu, in partnership with Microsoft, helps your business thrive in the cloud. We don't just throw technology at the problem, so we offer a structured, personalized approach. Think of this as a journey, not really a leap of faith. So firstly, we advise. So we start by understanding your business, your challenge, your goals, and then we help you building a solid business case for change, creating a roadmap that is tailored to your specific needs. It's all about creating a strategy, not just migrating data. And next, we mobilize and we bring together the right people, processes, and technology to prepare the future. So this is where we lay down the groundwork for a smooth and efficient transition and transformation, minimizing the disruptions of the operations. And then we realize, and this is where magic happens. So we accelerate your journey to the cloud, ensuring seamless implementation and rapid time to value. We are not just building a cloud, we are building your cloud and your transformation environment that needs to be secure and optimized to performance and scalability. And it doesn't stop here. So we manage and optimize your environment continuously. So we are with you for the long haul, ensuring your cloud stays secure, efficient, and aligned with your evolving business needs. So whether you are just starting your cloud journey or looking to optimize your existing cloud infrastructures, the Fujitsu Cloud Transformation and Managed Services have you covered. So our aim is really to take the complexity out of the cloud so the customers can focus on what they do best and need the most, which is growing their business.
Fantastic. Thank you, Fernando. Thank you so much. So, really interesting presentations. Just a couple of observations. It strikes me that there are still historical challenges to cloud transformation and migration, things that we've heard about for quite a long time. Overlaid on that are additional complexities of taking the actual benefits of transitioning to cloud. So a couple of kind of high points before we get into discussion. Is it a case, do we think, of getting your cloud transition strategy correct as a platform or as a foundation in order to start taking advantage of AI? There are obviously sector-specific and workload-specific challenges to actually kind of moving and migrating to the cloud. And I was just wondering if we're going to get into, the new disciplines of FinOps, of GreenOps, and how those actually propel the strategy forward. So I'm going to go back to the start now. Filippo, you said some fascinating trends, saw some fascinating trends in cloud with your research and your surveys. I think I mentioned the jobs that optimization within 2 years, with 30% of people acknowledging that or referring to that. That shows, some significant confidence. Just give us a pointer in terms of how that can be achieved.
Thank you, bro. So yes, what I'm currently seeing in the market is that there are two significant shifts in the cloud and in cloud operations. So the first one, I think, started like more or less 3 to 5 years ago, where organizations started to notice their cloud bills and their energy consumption. So these raised their cost and spend on cloud. So they're now trying to think strategically to which cloud vendors that they would like to use. So they're starting to adopt cloud ops. And this means streamline operations, enabling best practices to reduce cloud cost and also cloud carbon footprint. I think it started like more or less 2 years ago, and it is about sustainability, because with all these regulations that we now have in place in Europe, and also many others that will be in place over the next 3 to 5 years, they're now thinking strategically to become greener. And this is not only from like a sustainability perspective, but also from a financial perspective, as Fernando said. So they're trying to become more sustainable. And in fact, it's not a surprise that based on our research, based on our surveys, that the number one GreenOps benefit in Europe for European organizations is cost reduction. So this seems to be a key trend, and to me is not a nice to have anymore. So this is becoming mandatory. So vendors that can enable GreenOps and FinOps are the ones that will have more success in Europe, at least.
Fascinating. So, Rajnish, Filippo mentioned there FinOps and sustainability. Are these being integrated into the business case for cloud today? And what are you seeing? What are you seeing on the Azure platform in terms of how people are using Azure today in that context?
100%. I completely agree with Filippo's point of view. FinOps is required not only at the decision-making process, but also later on through the journey of modernization. As Fernando said, modernization is not a point in time, it's a continuum. And the continuum entails many, many things, right? But fundamentally, when you look at organizations, for them to think about optimized infrastructure, they're thinking about platform efficiency, that how can they bring in the efficiencies as part of adoption of the platform services, adoption of container services, actually help them drive more workloads with lower infrastructure requirements on cloud. Scalability, resiliency, I spoke about in my presentation as well, but those are the key drivers, because it is about meeting to the requirements without really having an impact on efficiencies or performance of the system. Cost is not about just cost of running the system, but it's also cost of time to market, right? So when we think about many customers across the globe, I'll take an example of one of the Canadian customer, Manulife. It's a banking services customer. They save close to around 30% of development time to release their products. And they are also having a very strong focus on sustainability efforts. So it's about saving and also driving the right kind of resources. On the other hand, SaaS, a known brand, right? They brought in resiliency as part of the portfolio. So 100% agree, these are the drivers, but every customer has a different way of looking at it. We should always keep in mind the continuum is about bringing in efficiencies, capabilities, integration, and AI outcomes.
I'm going to come back to you, Fernando, if I may, then, in terms of application modernization. What are we saying? What are we saying that AI tools can do today to aid app modernization? Is it portfolio rationalization? Is it containerization? Just give us some examples of what you're seeing.
Well, from the AI application modernization. So as we said, so application modernization is a key aspect. So we just spoke about the cost and getting the costs under control. And one of the reasons for FinOps to become so popular was the fact that what people was just migrating workloads to the cloud to find out later on that the costs were exploding. Yeah. So definitely this was the rise of FinOps, of course, with other caveats that we are moving to a pay-as-you-go approach, and the companies need to find a way to manage that. But when it comes to application modernization, is really imperative, because if you don't transform your applications, they will not run better just because they are moving into the cloud, and you'll be just moving your problems from your local data center to your cloud, but you're still going to have those anchors holding your ability to transform, your ability to modernize. And AI is just amplifying this. So as companies start looking at use cases that other companies and competition start announcing, they want to start adopting. So there's a lot of eagerness to try to do the same, and this also raises the need to not only to adopt AI, but adopt the outcomes of the AI that are coming with the tools you are buying. You see, so AI is right now growing everywhere and in every corner in your organization through your AI specific activities, but also all the applications that your company is buying, and this is bringing AI on top. So the necessity to transform not only your applications but your IT landscape so you can leverage all these AI capabilities and all these data is really key, and is driving and again pushing forward the need for transforming.
I think we could probably speak all day about the advent, the coming nature of applied AI, and actually, we're entering the era of AI, but we're already fully kind of both feet into the cloud era. So I was kind of fascinated to hear that when one looks at what at the even the base level from on-prem workload to cloud workload, that there's still so much headroom to actually achieve to move things away from local to cloud, and to do it in a way that as I say, builds that platform for the future. People watching this then will also be thinking about their environment and what they have and how to achieve this. So I'm just going to throw this out to everybody, and we talked about it in some of the presentations about security and governance. As one of the major considerations for any kind of transition, for any move into cloud. So who would like to take into this? The opportunities we know are there for cloud and AI, and there's additional complexity. So how do you guys go about helping customers navigate that environment of security and compliance? Philippe, I mentioned regulations. It's always there in the background. Just who would like to take this? Fernando, shall I go with you again?
Yeah, I can maybe start. So within Fujitsu, we tackle this in a multi-layered approach. So really to protect the customer's brand, data, and reputation, and this is quite important. And this means that we are securing the modernization journey by design, as we like to put it. So we integrate the security into platform engineering, for example, and we empower the skill teams, like fusion teams, to deliver these robust end-to-end security services. So in detail, so we really believe that security is foundational, cannot be an afterthought. Therefore, embedding these security checks directly in the platform engineering services is ensuring that we are building the DNA of security into the modernization projects from the ground up, you see. And then within this industry called fusion teams, ensuring that security experts are embedded in these teams, so that security is like woven in every stage of the development, and proactively addressing any vulnerabilities or risks before they really become a problem. And then finally, we offer these comprehensive end-to-end services, security services like managed detection and response, advanced threat monitoring with Microsoft Sentinel, for example, and robust posture management services. So to ensure the continuous compliance.
Fantastic. So I'm going to jump on then. Rajesh, partnership is important here. Obviously, different skill sets. We've talked about it. I know we're going to talk about skills again in a moment. But in terms of partnerships and what that can offer to customers who are thinking about taking those steps.
So lots of things, honestly speaking. When we talk about partnerships and priorities of the customers, Our partner ecosystem, we focus on the capability they bring on table, the competencies they bring on table, and that is how we pick and choose. And we are constantly investing in partner skilling, ensuring that they are able to give right kind of a value to the customer. It's about they bring in a niche consulting capability, a niche of resources. We bring in the technology and the support for them to really upcome and marry the two to really provide that kind of a business value to the customers.
And if I could just jump across there, because we've been talking about strategic engagement, strategic partnership between end users and customers, because Microsoft and Fujitsu have had a strategic partnership in place for a long time, which I know you've just renewed and moving forward with that. Just if either or both of you, Rajneesh or Fernando, so what benefits has that given to the enterprise customers for your collaboration?
So I can maybe start there. So we have in fact a very long partnership. It's 40 years long. I mean that's longer than many marriages, and in this tech world, it's practically an eternity. Yeah, but it's really a testament of the strength and enduring value that we bring together to our shared customers. And what does this really mean to the customers? That we are not just throwing technology at the problem. So we are working with Microsoft with their powerful technologies, and we create solutions to address real problems, real life problems. It's really a human-centric innovation approach where technology empowers people to achieve more. And right now we have about 50,000 trained professionals worldwide. I mean, it's amazing. And we just signed off a renovation of our partnership for the next 5 years to take this to a different level. So now combining the Fujitsu industry expertise that I mentioned before with Uvans, so the understanding of the business with the cutting edge cloud technologies, Azure, data, AI, and security is bringing from Microsoft and creating this powerful synergy to deliver tangible results.
Exactly that. So I know there are case studies available for people to explore, both in Europe and in Asia. So they can look into those, and we'll come on to those in terms of what other information people can get a bit later. So I'm going to say we're going to jump on to skills. Skills are a concern. There's a thread running through this conversation of I think of skills, disciplines, where to find them. CIOs are we know what the market is like at the moment in terms of talent, acquisition and retention. And then skills, especially around cloud cost optimization. So we're going to ask Filippo, it was part of your presentation as a concern. What advice would you give organizations as they're looking, either expanding or starting a cloud journey?
Thank you, Ambrose. This is a really great question, because the skills gap is a key to achieve the cloud value realization that I mentioned before in my presentation. And in fact, we cannot live in silos anymore. And the organizations now need to seek for more collaboration across departments, but also with their customers. This is key for their success. And they need to find the right balance between the right talents and also automation, because also this enables you to reduce cloud cost. But from a talent perspective, for example, like modernization projects like cloud migration or the implementation of microservices are really intricate and require specialized expertise to execute effectively. And in this case, experts can streamline planning and execution and ensuring also a faster time to value. So also from this perspective, it is key to realize the cloud value realization.
Fantastic. And Fernando, skills. What's the Fujitsu take?
Yeah, so as we spoke, so modernization is really complex. So we are not talking about moving applications to the cloud. It's about transforming the entire business optimizing process, optimizing operations, driving innovation. And this requires specialized skills and experience, which is very hard to find and expensive to maintain in-house. We all know that. Fujitsu Wayfinders is a global consulting practice that we are building that is specifically designed to help organizations transforming. So we are aiming to establish a team of 10,000 Uvance Wayfinders certified consultants by the end of 25 through a certification system and a talent expansion. So the key point is not just on having the right skills, but also having the right approach on the project. So, and this is where aligning the efforts of the people with the company's objectives, the customer's objectives, to deliver measurable results, ensuring efficient use of these resources and minimizing disruption will also be key.
So ultimately, the objective, that kind of rather startling 70% number, the idea is that we're going to bring that down with customer experience in terms of reaching objectives of cloud transformation and cloud transition. And obviously, we've touched upon many of the key elements of that. But listen, before I let you go, I'd like to get just kind of one piece of advice for the audience from each of you. So thank you, gentlemen. So before we wrap up, I would like to hear from each of you one piece of advice for organizations, a takeaway for our audience who are looking to optimize their cloud strategy. Filippo, if I can begin with you.
Sure, thank you, Ambrose. So to me, it's about focusing on optimization for efficiency and sustainability.
Wonderful. Rajneesh?
People, process, and technology alignment.
Thank you. And Fernando?
Well, I just would like to highlight that no cloud adoption is the same in two different situations. So you really need to understand where you are, where you want to be, and then design a comprehensive strategy to get there. And ideally, get support from experienced partners that can help you go in that path.
Fantastic. Well, thank you, gentlemen. For those watching who want to learn more about their organization's cloud readiness, what's the best next step?
So as a practical next step, we encourage you to take advantage of our free cloud readiness review. So you can answer a few questions online, selected from our full assessment to get the first impression of your current state. Then our full cloud readiness review in a consultative approach is a valuable resource to help you understand where you are in your cloud journey, where you want to go, and then how we Fujitsu can help you to get there. And also, I would like to finish by encouraging you to connect with us directly to discuss your specific needs and explore how we can help you to unlock the full potential of the cloud. So thank you again for your time. So we really look forward to continue this conversation.
Wonderful. Thank you, Fernando. Thank you, Filippo. Thank you, Rajneesh. Just remains for me to echo that and say thank you for joining us today. And we look forward to discussing cloud optimization with you more and the impact of AI and many other good things in the future. So thank you and goodbye.